What's up, everybody? It is Saturday, November 16th, 2019, and you are listening to the very fifth episode of Crossplay, where we get together every week and talk about all the video game goodness we can handle right here on the Whatnauts.com. Coming up on today's show, we are going to be talking about Google Stadia, their launch lineup of games, and more missing features, as well as all the big Xbox news coming out of XO19. And Anthem, the game that just won't die, seems to be getting a massive overhaul. We will talk about all of that in just a bit. My name is Kyle. I am joined on the mic by Ignacio.
Yo, what's up?
And Mick.
Hello.
How are you guys?
Doing well. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
I'm doing pretty Star Wars.
Right?
Yeah.
There's so much Star Wars right now.
Yeah.
It's a Star Wars world after all. It's a Star Wars world after all.
Now, Ignacio, since you're in Chile, you don't get Disney Plus until this next week, right?
Well, no. Well,
next
technically next year.
Oh, that
but
sucks.
God bless VPNs because
Right?
I'm technically now able to watch Disney Plus.
There you go. So
Yeah.
what was the first thing that you watched on Disney Plus?
Was High School Musical.
High School Musical. Okay.
The musical,
Okay.
the series.
Oh.
High School Musical, the series.
That's such a
What'd you think
ridiculous
of
name.
Okay, have either of you watched any of the other High School Musicals?
I can't say
Or are
I
you too
have.
old?
I've watched the movies
Okay, but
because I have a younger sister.
okay. So I grew up watching those movies. I still remember when they came out. And this series is giving me, pun intended, the same notes as the other one, as the movie
Hitting all
series.
the right notes.
Yeah.
There you
And
go.
I'm really enjoying it. I've only seen episode 1, and I can't wait for more.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, very.
Mick,
Nice.
what about you?
I watched The Mandalorian, and then I got right into DuckTales 2017.
Oh.
And that is my new obsession right now.
Go. I went all in on Star Wars. I watched The Mandalorian first, and then I started putting Star Wars Clone Wars on in the background because that's one of my favorite shows.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm still planning on watching Clone Wars at some
Same
point.
God,
here.
so good.
Yeah,
guys have to
I
watch
watched
it.
it. I watched the first season when it came out. I even went to watch the movie, but
Oh,
I just
nice.
dropped out, and now I want to start it all over and see what's all about.
Yeah. So I will say the first season is kind of slow in comparison to the rest
I
of them.
remember that. I remember
But like
them
it's
being
like
more.
it's still a good show though. It's
Yeah.
just like season 2, and by the time you get to the end, the show is on another level. So
Okay.
it's good. Highly recommend it. And then there's Rebels as well, which is also fantastic,
Yeah.
which I have not seen all of. So,
There's also another one after that, right?
well,
I
the
think-
newest one is Star Wars Resistance, I think.
That one.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen that one yet.
And that one has a new season coming out soon, too.
Yeah.
So there's too much Star Wars available to us right now.
So
Can
much.
you have too much?
I mean,
Some movies say yes, others say no.
Nah, I don't say.
you totally can have too much, but like you said, Ignacio, for High School Musical, it's hitting all the right notes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, right now is a good time to be a Star Wars fan, that's for sure.
Yeah.
exactly. Speaking of Star Wars and High School Musical, let's get our head in the game.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
It's a hit in the game.
right? What a segue. Let's talk about the games we've been playing. I know we've all dived into Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Start with that one.
Yes, we have.
So, Ignacio, how far are you in the game?
Okay, so I'm in the second planet, and I've reached the place where you are trying to get to. That's where I stopped.
The like temple thing that's like,
Yeah,
hey,
the
you
temple.
need to go to
Okay.
that
I just
first
got there.
temple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm
about
not
you?
much farther than you. I've gotten through that temple, and then I got to like it opens up, and it's like, hey, you can go to this planet, or you can go to that planet. Which one do you want to go
nice.
to? So I went to one of those on there. I'm not gonna spoil what they are.
Yeah, please don't.
But yeah,
No
it's good.
spoilers
It's fun.
here.
It's good. It's fun. I'm enjoying it a lot. Mick, how far are you in the game?
I am much further than you guys. I am on the 4th planet right now, and I'm not going to say anything about where I've
Literally
been.
right now. Like you're playing it as
Right now.
I stopped playing it like 5 minutes ago, and at that point I was on like the 4th planet, but I was revisiting something else because I love how you explore and you can go back to other planets and explore more once you unlock more stuff and powers.
Have you been going back to the other planets?
I have just started to.
Okay.
So there's still some things I can't do on this planet. There's definitely more abilities to unlock throughout the game, and I can see where, like, what I'm gonna get eventually. But with what I've unlocked so far, I've been going back finding special boxes that can give you certain upgrades or just cosmetics, and that's been fun. And there's always like some certain hidden enemies here and there that are fun to fight. But
Yeah.
I'm having such a blast with it.
There
And I
you
never
go.
thought I would like something that would have the mechanics of a Sekiro, Dark Souls-like game.
Yeah, it
Until now.
kind of plays like Neo to me. That's the only Souls type game I played.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's great. I can't wait to keep playing. I'm going to keep playing right when we finish this podcast.
So
Yeah, I think that's what I'm
you're-
gonna do
you-
after this.
you play on a what's it called, an X, right?
Yeah, I'm playing on the 1X. And
How are the technical issues there?
I have barely noticed any. There's sometimes where
Really?
I've ran through a level, it stops me to load it. Maybe there's a frame catch here and there, but I might change it, the settings from optimization to performance, I guess, or whatever it is, or the vice versa. Because I don't know what it's set to right now.
So
But-
that's the only problem you're having?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm
What
on
have
a-
you been having?
Base PS4.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not super far in, maybe 2 hours total. But yeah, I mean, it seems to be okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's
certainly
not
not as bad
bad.
as Control
Yeah, nowhere near.
was.
That's bad.
But yeah,
I take it back.
I've noticed things that have been like, okay, their shirt is like blowing in a non-existent wind. It's like, what is happening here?
Okay, so have neither of you had any audio sync issues?
I had a tiny bit where the subtitles didn't show up fast enough, but that's about it.
Wow.
I
No,
haven't
I-
had that. Though
So go on.
I was just gonna say I like the lip sync on Guri's, or however you say his name. I think it's animated really well. I don't necessarily like it on Cal. I don't think they animated his face enough. If that makes sense, that might have to do with lip sync stuff. But it just seemed like maybe because his mouth is smaller, it's harder to animate exactly. Whereas Guri's has this mouth that is like his whole face, right? But yeah,
Okay,
I don't
so I'm playing on a PS4 Pro, and regarding audio sync issues, I've had 3 cutscenes at least that have had noticeable audio sync issues, like a couple of seconds.
Huh.
Yeah. So there's that. I also have noticed like the textures don't look as nice as they should. For example, when you get to the second planet, it really didn't look that good when you get there on the first cutscene, it
Mhm.
reminded me of like very early animation, like reels you would see.
Interesting.
Yeah. And the other problem I had is that at least on the PS4 Pro you have a performance mode. So the performance mode, it so you can choose either you want to the game to processing to focus on either visuals or a stable frame rate.
Hmm.
And as I started playing it on a performance mode, and then I decided to switch it off, and that meant that the input delay was visibly increased. Like it was bothersome. Like I would move the
That's
stick,
weird.
and like half a second later it would move. And I
never
didn't
had
have
these
that.
issues.
Yeah, and I didn't have that with the performance mode on. But of course, without the performance mode on, the game looked much better. So now, because
That's
of
odd.
how bothersome, that input delay was, I had to keep it on.
Did you try restarting your console to possibly improve it? Or maybe it might require a reinstall of the game.
No, but also out of all the criticism I've heard of the game, everyone is pointing out the technical issues. So I doubt I'm the only one.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing everyone says.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
like
very good and it's buggy.
I've definitely seen some. I'm sure I'm gonna see a lot more as I continue the game today. I just haven't seen them that bad.
Mm.
I think the only other thing I've had an issue with this game is the loading screen when you die.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
also a bit
Takes
long.
a long
And
time.
there's some bosses or areas where you have tough enemies, or there's just a lot of enemies you're fighting at once, and you just keep dying and dying until you really get it. And that's been a little annoying, but it hasn't been game breaking.
Yeah.
No, it hasn't been game breaking for me, but also, so I'm guessing you guys have encountered that like big frog-like creature.
Fuck the frogs.
Yeah, fuck them first. But also, twice it has happened to me that I've started hitting them, and the model has jumped like many times into the air. For no reason.
Yeah, I've had that happen once where I started to attack them and it looked like I was knocking them up in the air for like a aerial combo, but there isn't really an aerial combo.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, what is happening?
Yeah, I didn't have any of that in my game so far.
Yeah.
That was just once, because then I was like, I don't like this frog. I'm gonna run away.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it gets a lot easier once you get a certain power later on. You can just run around and just take them out really quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That being
or you
said,
could
though-
do what. Yeah.
I really love this game.
Yeah.
It
No, it's
started
a
out
great game.
really strongly.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, the
I just
story
like-
so far has been hit after hit so far with every story
Cannot
beat.
wait to go back.
Yeah. I
I
mean.
can't wait to talk to you guys once you guys have beat it.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna beat it this week or once I get back from vacation.
I've been updating my like top 10 games of the year list, and it's definitely up there. I think in my top 5, most likely in my top 3. But again, I'm only 2 hours in, so we'll see.
Oh. Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay.
But yeah,
before
I'm
we move on,
loving it.
I just like to point out how I hate that there's a grab button whenever you try to grab onto something.
Yes, thank you. That's dumb, and they should not
Yeah.
have that.
Speaking of the controls, I also don't like clicking in the R3 button to interact with stuff.
Yeah.
I think
But I
that's
think
a
you
weird
can
button.
change that. You
You
can bring up
can.
every button.
But I feel like they could have done a contextual thing where like I want to interact with stuff on triangle or on square and like hold the button instead of just hit the button.
Got it.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Also, I don't like that
mind
they.
it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, also, I don't like that they don't give you the option of changing the sensitivity of the camera.
Did you
Yeah.
not?
No.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It is a little bit fast.
Oh, you
But-
think it's fast? I think it's slow.
I think it's fast.
I find it very
so-
slow.
So on first-person shooters, I usually turn my sensitivity down
Okay.
a bit, because when I I'll move the camera and it's like, whoa, you're now facing totally behind you, when it's just like I just wanted to look a little bit to one side, not what I wanted to do. Oh well, it's third
But-
person though, so I'm not as big of a. It's not as
Yeah.
big of a deal to me.
You gotta admit though that with all these issues, it's still such a fun game, and that really speaks
Oh,
to
yeah,
just the
it's-
quality of the game that they made.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I'm loving it. It's so good. Like I think the opening of this game is maybe one of the strongest openings in a game within the past couple years.
Mm-hmm.
Just like big blockbuster moment from the get-go.
Well, this is the Star Wars game that we've been waiting for, that we've been wanting,
Yeah.
and we finally got it.
Yeah.
We haven't had Star Wars games like this since Force Unleashed, I would say.
And even then, I would say that that wasn't even the greatest Star Wars game that we've had either.
Nah,
In
I disagree, but okay.
yeah, it's each other's opinion.
Cool. Well, I highly recommend picking up Star Wars because
Yeah.
it is fantastic. Ignacio, you've
Yeah?
also been playing some more Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah. Playing it here and there.
You don't
Yeah,
sound too enthused.
Yeah. Okay, it's
Oh,
not
no.
that bad. It's just I've been trying to play it, and it's not bad, but I'm also not really enjoying it that much. It's just
Okay.
there. If I had
Oh,
time to kill, I'd just play it.
How far
It's not
are you
driving me.
into the game?
I would say I'm halfway through the medieval level. I think it's floor
Okay.
6 or 7.
Gotcha.
So you're not too far in it still. Then, if you're in the medieval one,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
think
well-
floor 6 is when it starts to get into the each floor is its own
yeah,
level and stuff, and each one just gets
Yeah.
better and better. So hopefully, you find some time to sit down with it, and it starts to work.
Yeah, well, I have to admit I have been enjoying it more than I did when last week.
Mm-hmm.
But also I don't see myself playing any more of the game, especially since now Pokemon is out.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
there you go.
that's the game.
Before we get into Pokemon, Mick, what else have you been playing?
I've just been playing more Fortnite, doing this weekly challenge, and it's related to a new story that is later on. But I got the Star Wars skin, and it looks
Nice.
awesome.
There you go.
And besides that, just trying to 100% Modern Warfare, trying to get all the achievements in there. And I have 2 left right now.
Okay.
One
Fine.
is going to be a pain in the ass because I need 4 people or 3 other people to do it with, since people online are incompetent. And the other one is completing the campaign on Veteran, which I'm halfway through with right now.
Huh.
Damn. There you go. So you've beaten the story campaign then, right?
Yes.
How would you review that?
I have never really played Call of Duty for the story of the campaign, just for
Okay.
the mission layouts mostly. The missions are fun. The way that the certain missions, like the one where you have to guide a lady through an embassy that's being invaded, and then going outside with a laser pointer and blowing up cars, that was fun. Just the way that they would update the how you use your weapons, your gadgets to get through a mission. The story I couldn't care too much about, but
Gotcha.
it was fun.
Do you think this is something they're gonna continue to try and put more effort into down the road? Like, did you play like the Black Ops games for their stories and stuff like that? Like, do you know how it compares?
I don't know too much how they compare when you play them against each other, but I liked how in Black Ops, I think it was 2, there was a variety and the story changed a little bit depending on what actions you did.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was true.
And like if you killed somebody, something changed. If you didn't, or they escaped somehow, then that would change. I wish they had that in this game. Like they talked about during the whole press events that the story changes based on your actions. It really makes you think about your actions. But what stuff that makes you think, there is one right option, and it's usually kill this person or don't.
Yeah.
And if you, or some other times where it makes you think, it will say, "Oh, thank you, let them go. Okay, I guess they're good." Like it's just a quick snide comment instead of actually changing the story and how it plays out.
Interesting, because I thought that's kind of what they were going for, that you like don't know what the right answer is. Maybe you shoot this person because you think they're gonna do something, but that somehow plays into the story.
Yeah, well, a good example is the mission cleaning house, where you go into the house and you're taking people out floor by floor.
Mm-hmm.
The very top, and how you choose to shoot the woman who's going for the detonator, she gets shot no matter what.
Yeah.
It's if you do it or not. And how quickly into the room you go and do it. And it just changes the dialogue options. If you shoot her right away when you go into the room, you go and look at the detonator. It's like, oh, she's going to go for the detonator. Cool. If not, Price tells you to put her down. If you don't, then the other guy next to you will put her down. So that person dies no matter what.
Yeah.
And then there was another time in the hospital where you're going through, there's a lot of injured here and there, but there is one person who is still active and ready to fight you. And taking some of the people out in the hospital changes nothing if they look like enemies. Some people, it will say, don't kill civilians. And then it's just that one guy that will always be there. So they don't change that one enemy around, because I think that would have been cool if each time you play through the mission, that person who attacks you changes, but they don't.
Something like that would have been neat. Yeah, it's, I guess, a little disappointing to hear you say that. I don't think I've played a Call of Duty since Black Ops 2. But yeah, the campaigns just kind of went downhill. And a lot of people are saying this is more of a return to form. But I thought they were going to do more stuff with like player choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you have
I thought so
choice.
too.
Doesn't affect anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's the illusion of choice.
Yeah. Like early in the game, you have the option to kill these people that are in the base or let them go. But that doesn't change anything.
Exactly. So it's all illusion of choice for marketing, and I wish they actually went with actual choices,
Yeah.
because I think that would have made a much better game. But
Yeah.
it was still fun. I still enjoyed it. I'm having fun getting the achievements.
Mm.
There you go.
So yeah.
Well, I'm still having a lot of fun in Death Stranding. I think I'm about 20 hours in right now. I'm loving it. I think it's it's a fantastic game. I mean, sure, yeah, there's a lot of the Kojima bullshit. The story doesn't really make sense. But that's like, it's kind of what I expected.
Yeah.
I don't know, like some people, it seemed like they were going into this game like knowing it was Kojima, but then hoping too much that he changed his style, right? And it's like, no. this is him. He's making his type of game. And the weird story choices and stuff like that. But it's fascinating stuff. But yeah, it just still has his like, he doesn't treat women the best. There's some weird story stuff that happens in there that I'm just like, you don't really need this. Cut this whole thing out, and it would probably help the story. Or it's just like a poorly written side story thing.
Okay. So what are you enjoying of the game?
It's the exploration. It's the preparing for a journey, where I know I'm in one location and I need to go all the way to another location, and to get there, I'm gonna have to go around all these places with the BTs, or with the mules who are trying to steal your packages. And so you have to like get all of this stuff on your back, but then also prepare for, okay, what if I get caught in the rain and the rain starts to hurt my packages and stuff like that? Okay, so I need some of these spray to protect the packages, but then I'm also gonna need like a ladder or two. I'm gonna need some rope. I'm gonna need X, Y, and Z, and you just have to like set out what you think is going to happen and map out where you want to go. But then assuredly, every single time something goes wrong or the terrain is not what you thought, and so you have to end up going around something else, or you discover like, oh man, there's also BTs in this section, so now I have to deal with them and stuff like that. It's calming. It's exciting at the same time. I'm hooked, for sure.
Yeah, I stopped playing the game not because I wasn't enjoying it, but I want to save it for when I have more time. Now that Star Wars is out, I would much rather wait till I finish Star Wars, and then I'll be able to give the game the necessary time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but how's the product placement? How much monster have they
It
had?
was so weird.
How's that monster?
It's the only thing in there. You can only drink Monster. That's it.
Yeah.
There was one odd time for me where it changed from Monster to something else. It was like Timefall water. It was these like smaller, regular size soda cans of Timefall water, but I don't know why. Like I don't know why it changed it out, or if it was like a time thing or a location based thing.
Doesn't like water or something turn into monster with the Timefall?
Well, there is something, right? I think there is something that there's a way for you to kind of collect Timefall, and your canteen will automatically filter it so it's drinkable or something like that. I don't know. The text size is super small. It's hard to read.
Yeah, I did notice that.
But yeah, I mean, there's something about this calming mission of just like, hey, I need to go from point A to point B. It's going to take me about 15 minutes. I can just sit there and walk.
Yeah.
And explore.
It sounds very cathartic.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
It really is. Yeah. And then I'm starting to get into more of the interesting story beats. I got to a part, some more of the scenes with Mads Mikkelsen. So his character is starting to have some more screen time, and I'm just like, what is happening? I don't understand this. This is wild, but I love it. So that's been fun.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Ignacio, how far are you in Pokemon?
Not that far.
Are you playing Sword or Shield?
Shield?
Shield? Okay, I'm
Yeah.
playing Sword.
I usually go with the red, gold,
the cooler one.
the first one. But this time I decided to go with Shield.
Okay.
Yeah. Mostly because of the exclusive Pokemons.
Sure.
Mhm. But yeah,
So
like I was saying, I just got to Route 2.
Okay. So you're around the same area I'm in. I'm not very far in. I think I played the first 2 hours. After Route 2, you get to the wild lands. It's like, okay, well, you need to go to the next town to start this stuff. And you take the train there, but they stop because I think there's like a wild pack of Wooloos on the track. And so instead you're like, well, let's go explore the wildlands. So
which
that's
starter
where I'm
did you
at
go
right
with?
now. I went with Score Bunny. Fire
really?
starter for life, motherfucker.
Same here.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All my life I've gone with fire types.
Okay. Fire starters for life.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I'm enjoying it. I think I'm going to play it very slowly because I'm going to be visiting my family for the holidays. So I'll be taking Pokemon with me there. So Death Stranding and Star Wars is what I'll be up to for the most part the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm enjoying it. I think I'm already impressed with the scope of the game. Like, this is not your typical, like the way Pokemon starts, where it's like you wake up and your rival comes in. He's like, "Let's go see the professor," and then you pick your starter, and it's like, "Okay, here's how you catch a Pokemon," and all of that stuff. You can actually skip a lot of that stuff. It's like, hey, you know Pokemon, right? And then it has the option of like yes or no. And if you hit yes, then it skips it. Yeah, it skips all of the tutorial stuff.
Yeah, one thing I don't like about the more modern Pokemon game is that it still feels like a tutorial because of how slow you're moving. And I wish it were more like past games where they would just, hey, this is how you play, capture Pokemon. Now go, we're not gonna stop you. Just go fight gyms.
Yeah, which you get to that point shortly after where you are, Ignacio. So there is still some like tutorializing exposition stuff of just setting it all up, and then once you get to the what was that?
Too much dialogue for me.
Yeah,
I prefer my Pokemon games with fewer dialogue.
You can also change the text speed in the options.
Yeah, I forgot to do that.
Which is what I did. But yeah, so
what do you think about the
faster?
What do you think about the newer Pokemons?
I like them. I don't really have a preference to have all of the older Pokemon in there. I'm not that type of player. I like kind of venturing out into the wilderness and not knowing what's out there. Like, this is the Pokemon RPG that I kind of wanted. I mean, again, I'm only like 2 hours in, so who knows exactly how much that will hold up. But so far, they're making good on that. And with the new Pokemon that are in there, it's the same sense of wonder and discovery that I had of just like, I don't know any of these. What is that? I want to go capture that. Oh my god, that's stronger than I can fight right now. I need to run. Which is something neat in the wild lands, is that you will end up running into Pokemon that are stronger than what you can fight. Or nice. Capture. So you like run into, I think the first one that I ran into was an Onyx. And I was like, I know that guy. I'm gonna go capture him. And he was like, I'm level 26, bitch. And I was like, okay, wow. I'm level 10. I'm gonna back off. You do your thing. So I liked that because it's brand new at the same time, right?
Yeah.
It's like I know Pokemon, I know what to do, but this is a whole new experience.
It's a whole new world we're living.
A whole new place to
see. Yeah, I'm not a big fan so far of the Pokemon designs, the newer Pokemon. But that's probably just me.
I still haven't really seen much of the evolutions of what's happening. I guess I'm not really paying attention to them on Twitter. So yeah, I just like the idea of like, hey, I'm exploring this new place that I've never been to.
Yeah. Well, on my part, I wish they wouldn't have cut so much of the Pokédex. Like, they cut a lot.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. In fact, the only evolutionary line the only starter line there is on the game from the past games is the Charmander one.
Yep.
All the other starters are nowhere in the game.
Yeah, that is
and
true.
I don't like that.
I will make a note that if you've played Let's Go Pikachu or Let's Go Eevee, there are two characters in the train station right before you go to the first city and like right before you go into the wild lands at first, that if you speak to them, they'll be like, oh, hey, did you play Let's Go Eevee? If so, here, have an Eevee. Or, hey, did you play Let's Go Pikachu? If so, here, take a Pikachu. So don't miss them. They are in the train station.
Okay.
So, and I don't think you have to have beaten the game. It's just
you only need to played the game.
Yeah. So there you go. Good stuff. I'm liking it so far.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to picking this up after beating Star Wars.
It's a good like winter break game. You can just sit there and play, but it's also kind of mindless.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun. Well, let's move on to housekeeping for a bit, and then we can get into the news of the week. So there's lots to talk about. So if you guys did not know, we have multiple podcasts that you guys can go check out, including the Captain's Log, the Review Show, and the Reactor Core. You guys should go check all of those out on our website, thewhatnauts.com, as well as your podcasting platform of choice. Just type in the Whatnauts and all of our shows will pop up. If you like what we do, patreon.com/thewhatnauts is where you can support us. You can get access to our episodes early. You can get all kinds of exclusive content from all of our podcasts. And we also want to give a big shout out to our Patreon supporters at the $5 tier. So thank you to Sam and thank you, Christine, for helping us out. We appreciate it a bunch.
Hey, shout out to Sam and Christine.
Exactly.
Shout out to you guys.
Woot woot. 2 woots. Woot woot.
There's some fine quality woots.
Yeah.
Thank you. I try. I try to give the best woots that I can give. All right.
So
House has
are we
been
ready for
kept.
the news?
Let's get on to the news.
Okay. So first off, Google Stadia has announced their lineup, and boy, is it something!
It is.
So far, it's
Technically
Assassin's.
something.
Yeah, well, it's Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Destiny 2: The Collection, Guilt, Just Dance 2020, Kine, Mortal Kombat 11, Red Dead Redemption 2, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Samurai Showdown, Shadow of the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, Thumper, and Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. So, if you
Guys,
sign up for Stadia, you can buy 1/3 of your games and have it all be Tomb Raider,
Yeah, 25% of the game.
or 1/4.
Google
25%.
Stadia is a shit show.
Boy, is it!
Boy, is it.
It's something.
This is
And-
wild.
They did say though that there's 14 more games coming by the end of the year, but this is an abysmal launch lineup, and there's nothing exclusive to the console at all.
Also, there's nothing
not
really
true.
new.
Guilt is a
Is it?
console exclusive. Yeah.
What killed?
It's made by Tequila Works, the people who made Rhyme. If you guys have played that game, which is a fantastic game. Let me look it up here. I don't actually remember what type of gameplay Guilt is. I know it looked kind of scarier. Let's see. Set in a creepy and melancholic world, Guilt is an eerie story mixing fantasy and reality in a surrealist place where your nightmares become reality. Hide from terrible creatures or confront them as you find your way through challenges of this wicked world. And yeah, that's exclusive to Stadia.
Yeah.
Okay, but still, that's not a console
it's not-
seller.
No. I'm happy it's on there. I would want to check it out eventually.
Maybe when the free
But-
version of Stadia comes out,
Yeah.
and you don't have to pay $100 and something dollars to play exclusively for a couple months.
Yeah. You have to pay $130 and then buy these games on top of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
It would've been
and
different
this
if
is
this
just
was-
not a good launch lineup.
it would have been different if this was like a Game Pass type thing where you pay them $15 a month and you get access to every game that they add to their service. But no, you have to rebuy the game.
That
And the only
or
thing that carries over is Destiny 2.
at least just call this a beta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not a launch.
That's what it should
This
have
is-
been.
Yeah, this is.
It is basically
really
a
bad.
beta.
But that's
And
what they
continuing,
should have done.
So they still have the, I don't know what they called it, but it's kind of like the PS Plus of Google Stadia.
yeah.
Stadia
And you do get
Pro,
a free
I
game.
think.
Yeah, and you do
Yeah.
get Destiny 2 at launch with that. So that's pretty
Yeah.
nice. And they do add a new game to it, which if you get it forever. If not, then I think they do allow you to pick it up later on. It's not like if you miss it, you lose it forever.
Well, I don't know. Who knows? With this launch, who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
it-
will note that Destiny 2 is Destiny 2 the collection, which I believe is all the year one content through Shadowkeep, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I think
Sounds
Shadowkeep
right.
is different because they get Shadowkeep for free. I think Destiny 2 is the free version.
The free version is called Lost Light, right?
Yeah. No, I think it's what you said, Kyle.
It's
Okay.
yeah, it's something like you get the first year of content and like one of the expansions that you would normally have to pay for.
Would that be
something.
Forsaken then?
It might be.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see how this continues on, but I just want to talk about some of the features that they've announced during an AMA that will not be present at launch. Before we
I was
continue
gonna
to
say,
say
what
talk.
features did they announce?
They did announce one cool feature, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But Stream Connect and State Share are coming later. State share is the one where you can basically put out a link, somebody can click it, and they can pick up the game right where you left off.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to continue it, but they just pick up a save state, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crowd play is the one where I think it's when you can just connect with people and they can play along with you. And
Isn't that Stream Connect?
I think Stream Connect's the one where like you can see other people's screens in your screen.
Oh, okay.
And then the PC Chrome gameplay will not support 4K, HDR, or 5.1 surround sound on day one. The only Chromecast Ultra that will support Stadia is the one that you get with the Founders Edition. Any
Which is
other
so
ones that you
weird.
might have now will not play Stadia for a while.
So weird. Because they say they need to update the firmware. But why don't you have that when
Just push
you launch it?
The firmware is available. Just push it.
Yeah. So weird.
This is baffling.
And then the achievement system, you're going to get achievements, but you won't know it. There's going to be the system is present, but it's just, there's no interface for it. So you're unlocking achievements, you just don't know what achievements you're unlocking until the interface is finally added.
Again, weird.
And then there's no family sharing options until early 2020. Buddy Pass, which was a feature that was advertised for everybody who pre-ordered the Founders Edition, which is you give somebody a month of the Stadia Pro.
One of their selling points.
Yeah,
for
one of
the
the
Founders
selling points.
Edition.
That doesn't come for 2 weeks after launch.
Yeah.
And they are still releasing these in waves. So people who pre-ordered it may not get it at launch.
Yeah. So to be clear, these are things that they have like tried to sell us on, like, hey, this is why you should buy Google Stadia, or stuff that they made it seem like would be available at launch. Just like, hey,
they
we're
didn't
going to have
technically
this brand new thing called Stream Connect, or it's going to be a wireless controller. You're going to have a buddy pass. You can give it to someone you know, and you guys can play Destiny together. And then just over the past month, it's been just like, actually, it's not wireless. Actually, we're not going to have this. Actually, we're not going to have that right away. Actually, that's going to come in 2020. Actually, there's only 12 games at launch. And just like, this is... You guys have communicated this terribly.
Yeah, it would have been better if they said that these features may not be available at launch to somehow temper expectations. But no, the way they talked about it sounded like all this would be available on day one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they technically didn't say that it would be day one, but it was pretty
But the lack
obvious
of
in the
not
message.
the lack of saying it would make people believe that it would be a day one feature.
Yeah.
It's that, or it was just like tricky wording where it was just like one key word where it was like maybe or something like that, which is easily overlooked. And when you're just like, oh, we have this and this and that, like we see the flashy big thing, we don't necessarily see the fine print, right? And so like they let people go on believing that. Not, oh, no. Like, you guys missed it. Here's what's actually happening with that. They also didn't correct people on this stuff until now, a week before launch. And I guess by the time this podcast goes live, it'll be November 19th. So it'll be supposedly out, available to some of you.
Yeah, some people have it now, I believe.
So,
Well, I know that press people have it now and are trying it out, like Greg Miller.
Yeah.
But one thing that isn't on this list that I think is a great feature, and I hope that Xcloud has this, if you get disconnected somehow, like if you are moving from the couch or somewhere from your phone to the computer, you're on your TV or something and somebody changes the channel, it gets disconnected, you have 10 minutes to switch over. It's not going to close out the state right away. You have 10 minutes to boot it up again, and it'll keep it open for you. So That I
So-
think is a good feature.
Do we know it doesn't have that?
It does have that. They talked about that in the AMA. That's one of the things
Okay,
that
so it does
would
have
be
it.
there. Yes.
Okay.
That's one thing they said that would be available day one,
Okay.
which is a good feature and
Yeah.
would stop a lot of aggravating. Your wife, girlfriend, significant other comes along and changes the channel, and you get disconnected and you want to continue playing, so you just walk away somewhere else, pull it up on your phone, eventually on your phone, and keep on playing where it was left off. So it doesn't shut the server down immediately.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
But
So-
on my Twitter feed, I've seen a lot of people canceling their pre-orders after the AMA and the launch lineup were announced.
Yeah.
And I
Don't
did
you
cancel mine
have
as
it?
well.
Yeah.
You did or did not?
I did cancel it.
You did.
Oh.
Okay. So what was the thing that pushed you to cancel that?
Honestly, the Xbox stuff later on.
Okay.
Getting hyped over Xcloud and then hearing the rumors about what was coming to Xcloud later on this year got me really hyped and just made me realize I don't need Stadia.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I wanted to point out a quote that I think one of the Google people on the AMA said or something. I'm pulling this from a article on GameSpot by Richard Wakeling. Says, quote, our approach to releasing features on Stadia is similar to how we run Google Search, YouTube, and other Google services. Gradual rollout and continuous improvement based on your feedback, Duranichev said. We always start with nailing the key user journey and then proceed with releasing extra features. YouTube started with watch video. For Stadia, it's play the game on your biggest screen. New features will start popping as soon as soon as 1 week after launch. I expect the first game with Stream Connect to launch by the end of the year. The games that support state share and crowd play will be released next year, and of course there are many more cool new platform features on the roadmap. We are aiming to release new stuff weekly after November 19th. End quote. Well, what do you guys think of this?
I do believe them. Actually, I'm still more excited for Google Stadia than Xcloud, other than the obvious location reasons, because I do believe Google can actually nail the streaming services like they have nailed video streaming services. That's why
Yeah.
I do believe them when they say all this stuff, and I do expect them to eventually nail the game streaming.
I hope they nail it, but Google has such a long history of canceling projects that don't go well.
That too.
So
Yeah.
it's fearful, but I hope they do well just to give Xbox competition and make Xbox and Sony eventually keep on improving their platforms with these cool features. But it was just that they advertised these features, may not have said it explicitly, but it sounded like these would be launch features.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
having such a thin lineup of games too, not available at launch, and none of them are really too new. Like Red Dead Redemption 2 came out last year, but it's finally out on PC.
Yeah, I think Mortal Kombat might be the newest one.
That, or I think it's probably Guilt or Kind, which are newer, but
Oh yeah,
those are much smaller games than
Yeah.
others.
Right.
So it's just that there's a lack of new games. Like if Jedi was on here, that would be cool. If there was, there's not
Well-
even Fortnite on here.
They were going to have Doom.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was supposed to be like their launch window game, their capstone. That here's how it runs game, but that fell through.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think this messaging of like, hey, we want to start off nailing the key user journey. Like, we just want to make sure you can play your favorite games on your biggest screen. Like, that by itself is how they should have started this of just like, hey,
Yes.
this is what Stadia is. We just want to make sure this thing works.
That's
Then
how
we'll
Xbox
start
is approaching
rolling out this stuff.
That's how Xbox is approaching Xcloud. Is we want to make sure this is nailed, so we're giving it limited availability, limited games, and expanding it from there.
Yeah, but
If
even-
Stadia, sorry, go ahead.
No, that even then, Microsoft is calling it like a beta or a test.
Yeah, Xbox is giving it the correct wording to make it to temper expectations. Like, it's not going to be something where it's a new console that's out, it's supposed to work right out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
Giving it that beta title will make people think, okay, I should expect that there is going to be issues with this.
Yeah.
Not everything's going to be available.
Yeah.
Not all
But-
features will be there.
Yeah.
I just hope this doesn't hurt them so much that this makes them stop trying with this service. I hope they can still keep moving on to the point that they can nail it.
Yeah.
I hope that this isn't a
too.
step back.
Yeah, don't get me as much as I'm just like, wow, you guys, this is a shit show. Look at this shit show. I actually do want this to work out because I don't buy my games physically. I don't necessarily feel the need to own them per se. That's just me. So I want something like Stadia to work. Where I feel like that's going to be so much more convenient for me. But who knows?
Yeah. We'll see at launch and once everybody's first impressions come out this week.
Yeah. Hopefully, at least it works.
Yeah. I'm hoping that everything is a positive review and that everybody says you need to buy this. Because that will be the best thing for all the crappy press that's been going on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just to continue on for now, we'll continue this conversation a little bit once we talk about its main competitor in the market. But until then, prominent esports organization Echo Fox disbands after a tumultuous year. So I didn't know too much about this. Did you add this, Kyle?
I did, yes. So I'm almost in this same boat. I don't really follow esports all that much. However, I know who Rick Fox is because I grew up as a Lakers fan. But esports is a major part of gaming. And this whole year, so we're looking at an article from GameDaily.biz by Sarah LeBeouf. I hope I pronounced your name right. And it says, to recap, following accusations of racist hate speech from an Echo Fox shareholder earlier this year, the organization was forced to leave the League of Legends Championship Series in July. The following month, Echo Fox terminated its League of Legends players' contracts while its partners filed a restraining order against Rick Fox for willful, wanton, and intentional destructive efforts towards the partnership. Rick Fox countersued. The matter was settled out of court, and the former NBA star made good on his threats from months earlier and left the organization. Since then, they just shut the whole thing down. So I don't know the ins and outs of this thing. I just think this. I know that this used to be a major esports team, and now they're gone. Big news.
Yeah.
I think.
Definitely shaking for the esports world. And hopefully the players bounce back, they get hired by other teams, or they even make their own team now.
Yeah.
Because
hopefully
any
we
team
get
that
some.
leaves esports is a big hole, especially ones that are well known in that area.
Yeah, I mean, like we're still kind of figuring out what esports exactly are nowadays, right? So I like hopefully something like this will lead to better protections or some kind of better system to manage a team or who knows what. Just
like a union for esports players.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know if we're there yet.
Yeah, just we're making mistakes and we're learning, right? That's kind of what you have to do in its early stages.
Yeah.
So.
But we'll see how esports recovers and those people for League of Legends, the players, bounce back over time. But again, hopefully all the best to them and their future endeavors. And then hopefully they bounce back stronger and better.
Yeah. Like I will say it's interesting to see former sports celebrities like Rick Fox get into esports. So I'm not sure how much he actually knows about video games and stuff like that, but he has the structural or institutional knowledge of like, hey, this is how a sports team works. This is how it's managed. This is how all of that works. So I like that kind of partnership and stuff like that. But we still have a lot to figure out.
Yeah.
Good. So, are you guys ready to move on to the next topic?
Let's go for it.
Okay. So, Xbox had a big event this week at XO19 in London. And this kind of went along with their new Microsoft Store opening there, but it was a big fan event, and they had a huge Inside Xbox with a lot of big announcements.
2 more woots for Xbox. Woot woot.
Woot woot.
So before we go on with the story, what do you think? What did you think of the event?
I thought the event was good, but not great. Like they need to cut down a lot of the talking and the interviews, and focus more on the games. But they had a lot of announcements still in the hour and a half, even with the talking.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's the thing. I think if they start making a big deal out of like, oh, XO19 or XO20, it's going to be the next big thing, right? I think there's an expectation that comes with it that's like, oh, this is going to be the next version of like their E3. Like this is E3 but only for Xbox, which is not exactly that.
No, I think it's their PSX, not their E3.
Right, yes.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, that's actually more of what it's like. It's more like PSX, but maybe to the average person, they know E3. And so I think that's what they expect, where it's going to be a conference where it's announcement after announcement after announcement, and that's it. But it's not that. And I don't think people should expect that.
Well, that's what every other thing is going on. Like the Nintendo Direct is like that. State of Play is like that. Inside Xbox sometimes is like that. But yeah, it's definitely a different way to announce stuff, and it felt like it dragged a good about. But I still felt like it was a very substantive event where they're really pushing more. This was an event trying to sell people on Game Pass and Game Pass Ultimate, not the Xbox brand, but that one product that is becoming a must-have for any gamer.
Right.
While the next couple events will be about Scarlet.
Yeah. I think they can benefit from maybe opening the show with an hour-long conference E3 style thing, or just make it a video, right?
Yeah.
Just like, hey, here's half an hour, 40 minutes nonstop announcements, but the rest of
it did feel like they were trying to make a press conference in the middle of a show floor, and that was kind of what detrimented what they were trying to do, in my opinion.
Like I think you need to go not necessarily one route or another, but like there are going to be some major announcements coming out of that weekend long event maybe it's beneficial to put them all in at the start, half an hour, 40 minutes. Here's the big things that you should know, and then the rest of it is panels and sit downs with the developers and hands-on time with the games and stuff like
PSX.
that. Yeah.
Yep. All those interviews and deep dives should have been separate from the actual conference.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So what did they announce?
They announced Grounded, which is a new survival game from Obsidian. This is a small team at Obsidian that was working this game where you're little kids who got shrunk down and you're in a backyard. So
Honey, I Shrunk the video game.
Basically.
Yeah.
And it's just a survival game where you're fighting bugs, little critters in the yard, building with plants and dirt. So it's a cute little survival game that they made.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Coming
it looks
spring
good.
2020. Yeah, it looks great. I'd really like to jump into it since I've been interested in like Rust and other type of games that are like that. So this is going to be a fun one that you can get on Game Pass.
I will say that the building reminded me of Fortnite, the way it looked.
It did look like Fortnite.
See, I felt more like Rust and those other type of games because it's very similar mechanics.
Okay.
But it's not nearly as fast and snappy as in Fortnite. And more methodical.
Okay.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have not played Rust.
And then Rare announced their new IP, Everwild, which looks beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Very
You didn't
magical.
think so?
I feel like Xbox is having this problem where all of their games look similar with one another. Like this kind of
What
look
does it
like
look similar to?
it reminded me of the art style of what's the game? Sea of Thieves, and
Yeah,
also
it's like
some other game that they showed.
Sea
I feel
of
like
Thieves,
Xbox is having this
Fortnite,
same
Grounded.
style.
They all have a very similar kind of cartoony style.
Yeah.
Everwild looked a lot darker. It looked like it had some influences from Ori and the Blind Forest and stuff like that. Right, there was a lot of like neon, glowing plants and stuff like that. But they do have a similar style.
Yeah.
I just thought the fantasy look of it looked awesome. And I just can't wait to jump into it still.
I liked
We
it.
still don't know what's about, right?
Don't believe so.
I don't think so. I think that was the first we saw of it.
Yeah,
which
no, that was
yeah.
the
like
announcement.
a teaser.
After the first of several Fortnite trailers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then don't not announce our new narrative game, Tell Me Why.
Ain't
Featuring a
nothing
trans...
but a
All right, I'm glad we're all on the same page about that. So this is a game that features a trans main character, and they actually consulted with several trans people to talk about their issues and difficulties in life and any obstacles they've encountered to really push that narrative in the game about like what these people go through every day.
Yep, including the organization GLAD.
Yeah, which I think is the right move to make a type of game like this.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the first time there is a playable trans main character.
Yeah, that's
In a
what they've
video
been
game.
saying.
So
Yeah.
good on Donut for making this game.
I'm excited for this one because this one looks good. Have you guys seen the like what it's about?
I saw the trailer.
Yeah, me too.
So I know we have a lot of stuff to get through here, so I'll speed through this. But it sounds like it's two twins kind of separated during some tragedy when they were younger. They have lived very, very different lives, but the twins are connected with this like supernatural power that allows them to like feel the thoughts of one another and stuff like that. And you can see each other's memories, but you remember certain events differently, and you can pick which one you end up believing. Of like, no, I was right.
Interesting.
Like my memory of this thing that happened to us when we were young, that's how it actually happened, and that's gonna influence the story there. So
That sounds like a lot of, not, I wouldn't say fun. It sounds like a great way to make a game, though.
yeah,
Just how how memories will affect how the game will play out.
Yeah. It's the same people that did Life is Strange, I believe.
correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, unlike Life is Strange, they're putting out all the chapters very quickly together. And
Yeah, they say quickly. They say predictably. In a predictable manner.
They're
Okay.
all coming out in the summer, so,
that
they're
is
not
much
all at
faster
the
than-
same time, but
Okay.
it could be like once a month.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to compare it to Life is Strange 2, which took 3 or 4 months between each chapter to come out.
Yeah.
And the
I
last
think
one isn't even out yet.
Last one comes out in December.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know the summer part.
So they'll be much closer together, and I think that's a great way to play a narrative game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just like get it each month, continue the story, and not completely forget about it.
Uh-huh.
So continuing on, they also announced West of Dead, which is a third-person action, almost like a bullet hell type game made by Raw Fury. It looks like Ghost Rider the game,
Yeah, it
and
does.
this is actually the public beta is out now. So
It
if
looks
you are
sweet.
interested, yeah, and if you want to try this game, go try it out because it is available.
Is this the top-down game?
It's like a kind of
Where
like a
you're
45-degree
isometric
angle.
Shooter. It looked like a Western, but the main key
Okay.
character looks like Ghost
Yeah.
Rider.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Next is Drake Hollow. It was announced from the studio The Molasses Flood. You can build and expand your village in the Hollow, gather supplies with your friends or by yourself, and free the world from the poisonous aether to bring them into your network. So we have a new Strand game,
What game was this? I don't remember.
Drake
Drake
Hollow.
Hollow.
Yeah.
This one
don't
is kind
remember.
of like a base building thing where you just like you have to slowly expand your base and stuff like that.
Huh.
As you venture
I
out
don't remember seeing it.
and gather supplies and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then the last new game was Last Stop, which is from Variable State. They're also were the people who made Virginia.
That's where
It's
I
a
live.
third-person adventure where you play as 3 separate characters whose worlds collide during a supernatural crisis. So this game seemed pretty fun based on the trailer, and it's hard to...
Worlds collide. You ready for the... No? Okay. Yeah.
Then
There we go.
I got no idea what's happening.
We'll tell you when you're older.
Okay.
So yeah, this is all of these games look fun. I'm gonna try them out. I don't know about. Are you guys gonna try any of these out? Any ones you are more excited about than others?
Well, I don't have an Xbox, so I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't have an Xbox just yet, but I'm looking forward to Grounded and Everwild. Besides my obvious excitement for Tell Me Why.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing but a heartache.
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a mistake.
Now for the new trailers, I will tell you that Sea of Thieves, it has a new monthly update coming out called on November 30th called The Seabound Soul, and that's just more story content, dealing with ghosts and mysteries. And I think if people who have Xboxes or even Game Pass on PC don't sleep on Sea of Thieves, they've added so many great features to it and have completely changed the game around. It's not nearly as bare bones. There's more story. There's actually story in it. There's a battle royale mode, which is really fun to play in.
Oh, neat.
More
Yep.
multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bleeding Edge, which is the game from Ninja Theory that they were in development with before being bought by Xbox. That now has a release date coming out March 24th, 2020. And that's like the Overwatch hero shooter type game, but it's all about punching and fighting instead of shooting each other.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah, I can't wait to try it out. I think it's going to be a fun variation on it all. And then Halo Reach is
Yeah.
finally coming to Master Chief Collection on December 3rd and on PC.
Yeah.
this is the first game out of the Master Chief Collection coming to the PC as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is one of the best Halo games ever.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. It's the only one I played.
Really?
And you get to play it again if you have Game Pass on PC.
Yeah, I wanted to play it.
Sorry, go ahead.
I wanted to play it. So I've been waiting for it to come to PC.
Yeah. But you also you have the chance too to buy it on Steam for $10. That's another thing.
Oh,
like
yeah,
it's also available on Steam if you don't want to get Game Pass.
Yeah.
Through that.
And then Age of Empires 4 got a new gameplay trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And then Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition is now available on Game Pass. Wasteland 3.
4K.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people were very excited about that.
Yeah.
Wasteland 3, which a lot of people were also excited about, is coming out May 2020. Crossfire X, which is that huge Korean shooter. Is it Korean or is it just Japanese shooter? That's
No
very
idea.
popular over there.
I think it's Korean, but I'm not sure.
All I know is that you're not supposed to get caught up in the crossfire.
Thank you.
Don't get caught up in
Yeah, I think it's Korean. I remember
Crossfire.
them interviewing them in
Well, they
Korea.
interviewed them about
Seoul.
the kart racer.
No, didn't they show Soul for this
Oh,
game?
yes. Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So, yeah, Crossfire coming exclusively to the US and the Western
Mm-hmm.
countries on Xbox in 2020. And then this huge kart racer game from Korea as well. Kart Raider Drift is coming to Xbox. And it's like a Mario Kart clone, or it's also like Crash Team Racing,
Yeah.
but a ton of customizations, and it's a free-to-play game.
I have to admit, it didn't look bad.
No, it
It
did.
kind of looked good.
It actually looked good. It was
Yeah.
just that they like sat down to then interview the creators and stuff, and it was just like, okay, you just slowed this
Ironically
way
enough-
down.
Yeah.
Ironically enough, it was the slowest part of the show.
It was, yeah.
So I'm going to skip over Xcloud for now and go right to Game Pass.
Cool.
But we'll get back to Xcloud. So 50 games are coming to Game Pass.
Oh, boy.
A ton of Final Fantasy games,
moly.
which includes 7, 8, 9, 10, 10-2, 12, 13, 13-2, 13 Lightning Returns, and 15. Kingdom Hearts
Yeah,
is
boy.
coming to Xbox. Fuck
Finally.
yes.
Finally, you all can play
Every
it.
Kingdom Hearts game will finally be on Xbox, and you know I'm going to be playing it. But this is not coming to Game Pass. This is going to be sold separately.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's a separate thing.
Boo.
But I can see where it's confusing because they said every
I thought
Final
that was
Fantasy
on-
was coming there.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be part of Game Pass.
I don't believe so, but just the fact that it's going to be available on Xbox finally
Mm.
made me... That won the show over for me. I did a summoning circle on Twitter, and it worked. Bow
Kinda
down
worked.
before me, all you
Half
mortals.
of it worked.
I'm a demigod then. Bow down before me, you mortals.
Well, you only have half of the power.
Yeah,
I didn't see no Fable.
Shh. I want to believe still.
Yeah.
And then Yakuza is finally coming to Xbox as well with Yakuza
You
0.
got no excuses not to play any of these games.
I'm going to try it out now that it's on Game Pass. Don't worry.
Yes, do it. Start with 0 and go from there.
Well, it's only Yakuza 0 and then Kiwami 1 and 2.
It's enough. Play them.
Okay.
I started with Kiwami 1, and I thought that game was fantastic.
They are. Do what I did. Play these 3 games. Watch the next 3 as movies. And then find a way to play 6.
Okay.
There you go.
Will do.
Yeah.
And then for anybody who has yet to get Game Pass or Game Pass Ultimate, you can get 3 months for $1. Get it. It's a great deal. Why skip out on this?
It's not only Game Pass.
Well, it's Game Pass Ultimate, which also includes 1 month of EA Access, 3 months of Discord Nitro, and 6 months of Spotify Premium. So you get all that for $1.
Yeah,
And you can get all the games on PC and Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is their holiday offer, which has already started. It started on November 14th. And for the first time, you guys can... It says, for the first time, in select markets. This will also include 1 month of EA Access, 3 months of Discord Nitro, and 6 months of Spotify Premium.
And somebody found out.
Market.
And somebody found out too that if you already have Discord Nitro, they will give you 3 months of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate instead.
There you go.
Huh.
So, get Game Pass.
That is a steal.
Do it, you cowards.
Yeah.
Do
Get over 400 games for $1. So moving on to the last big thing from the whole events, Xcloud news. So it's coming to Windows 10 PCs in new markets, hopefully iPhone in 2020.
Yeah.
They have added, during the event, 50 plus new titles. And that includes Madden NFL 20, Devil May Cry 5, and Tekken 7.
They're killing it.
So that's over 50 games available to you. If you have an Android phone, you get allowed into the beta. But that's awesome that they already have that available to you.
Yeah, it was 5 games, if I'm not mistaken, before the announcement.
It was Gears 5, Halo 5, Forza, and a couple others that I forget off the top of my head. But there are still newer games that were available to be played. And the flagship titles for Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 2020, you'll also be able to stream any game you already own through Xcloud for free. And then they're also making it so that Game Pass is going to be compatible with Xcloud too.
Yeah, but
that's fantastic.
That kind of sounds like what PlayStation already does with remote play, I believe.
But
kind of
remote play, isn't it relying on your console and not a server?
Doesn't this one do that either? Too?
You have the option to choose your console or use as your server. So if you want to play off your phone, you can use one of their data centers.
Okay, so by 2020, every Xbox game should be on the cloud.
Basically, yeah. But they're saying that you don't have to rebuy it. It's no other fees. It's if you own it, you get to play it on Xcloud.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, and it's even better
mind-blowing
for the service. And same for Game Pass. If they make it so that if you have Game Pass, you can play any Game Pass game on Xcloud, there is zero excuse not to get Game Pass.
Yep.
Because then you have an Xbox wherever you go.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're also expanding controller support with more Bluetooth controllers, including the DualShock 4, which got a weird boo from the crowd.
Did it?
Well, they're at an Xbox event. Of course, they're gonna boo a mention of Sony.
Yeah,
but it's still neat though. That hey, you can also use a DualShock 4 if you happen to prefer that one,
or a Razer gamepad.
Yeah,
it's just any controller you really want to use that is Bluetooth compatible. Use it. We don't care. You're giving us money.
That's fantastic.
So,
good news. All
news.
good stuff coming from XO19.
Ignacio, after hearing about all this news, are you still more excited for Stadia than Xcloud?
Well, this doesn't change the fact that I won't be able to play it here.
Okay, yeah. Well, they are adding it to more territories. Like, India is coming soon, and they are going to add it to more and more territories where I think it's like 50,000 Xboxes.
Yeah,
Somebody
but
did the math.
The difference is that, okay, so it's India, Japan, I believe, and Eastern Europe. All of those already have Azure servers.
Okay.
And here, like I mentioned once, we only have one server for all of Latin America, and it's in Brazil.
Oh, okay.
So no Xcloud for me.
Might take some time. Yeah.
I'm sure they're going to be expanding it to more areas too. They want to be everywhere.
I'm not holding out hope.
Yeah.
Sony never did, so I'm not expecting anything.
Always use that trusty VPN of yours.
No, it still wouldn't work.
It relies on being close to a server for the speed.
Yeah.
True.
But hopefully they give iOS implementation sometime in the first semester of next year.
Yeah. That, I think, was the biggest letdown from this, was that they didn't announce iOS.
Yeah.
But they did have an iOS phone or iPhone running xCloud there. So it is in the works. It should be coming soon because they are adding it to more more phones and devices in the future.
Yep.
I hope
Hopefully
so.
soon.
But I understand why they only have it on Android, because there is the most variable platform. There's so many different phones that run Android, so just running it on Android phones makes sense. iPhones is much more controlled.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I hope so too. And when it does get there, I'll be applying right away.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, we'll also be able to see the Game Awards live in theaters with friends on December 12th.
In a world where you can watch Jumanji in theaters, you can also watch the Game Awards.
It's going to be the longest pre-roll ads ever.
That's
wild,
though.
Yeah.
Cinemark Theaters will be showing the Game Awards, and you don't have to watch them on your TV or your phone, but you can go to theater, watch it along with other gaming friends and people, and enjoy this awesome event.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do go, you'll be able to catch Jumanji the Next Level ahead of the simulcast with the same ticket.
Oh, nice.
So it's a 2-in-1.
Wait, how many hours
Good old
is that?
You're gonna be in the
I'm
theater for like at
assuming-
least 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming the movie is like an hour and a half, maybe
Yeah.
2 hours at most, and then Game Awards is what, hour and a
Like
half,
2 hours?
2 hours at the
Wasn't
most. Yeah,
Wasn't
Yeah.
it 3 hours?
Yeah, it could be 3 hours. Now that I,
I
think
don't
about
think it was that long.
No, I think it might have been that long.
Really?
Maybe.
I don't know about
Maybe
that
I'm making
one.
it up.
You're still gonna be in the theater for a long time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
thankfully, they have commercial breaks during the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so you do have opportunity to stretch your legs and get more food, get drinks. But it's still a
Use
cool
the
idea.
bathroom.
Yeah, it's cool. Sony has been doing this for the last couple of years for their E3 press conference. So it's nice that other people are taking the opportunity to also stream them on theaters.
Yeah.
It is
And
a nice thing.
some other events did it too, like AH Live, Achievement Hunter Live. They had some events where they had it in theaters across the country too. So it's cool people expanding this out, not making it so exclusive that you can't get that theater experience.
Yeah.
But you can go, and it's more of an event now than just, oh, I'm just going to pull up and watch it.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
Interesting.
I
Good stuff.
still would prefer to do it on my house, watching, I don't know, kind of funny or someone's live
Yeah.
reaction.
Yeah,
But that's just me.
I made my parents watch the Game Awards last year.
Why?
Just like, Mom, Dad, look at the stuff that I like. Isn't this neat?
look at this stuff. Isn't it neat?
Yeah, they actually enjoyed it though, but yeah, they didn't know what all this stuff was, but they were
Well,
like,
they still
"This
had
is neat."
orchestras and all that.
Yeah, like it's neat to see the spectacle,
Yeah.
and I mean, I'm not interested in watching this in a theater, but I like the idea that it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It is a nice idea.
I mean, it's not necessarily necessary. That's a weird sentence, but sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be cool, and I hope that ticket sales go well, and they continue to do that.
Mhm.
Next up is Fortnite. Like I mentioned earlier, they now have a Stormtrooper costume in Fortnite. You get it for free if you buy Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order on the Epic Game Store, or you can get it in-game for 1,500 V-Bucks.
Yeah, the offer is only on the Epic Store. It's not on
Yes.
consoles.
Correct.
Mhm.
Which is a shame, but it's just that pre-order bonus type thing again.
Yeah.
So I think.
And
Oh,
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
no, you can go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think this fits really well for Fortnite. I'm very surprised it's not in Apex Legends.
Yeah. The same company that did last Jedi Fallen Order also has another Battle Royale game, and it isn't there. The skin.
Yeah.
That though, I don't think the skin fits at all with the characters, and if you do get it in Apex Legends, it's only for one character.
Yeah.
No.
While
yeah.
for Fortnite,
Yeah.
everybody can wear it.
Fair point.
I guess that's true.
And Fortnite does have a history with Disney for deals because they had 2 events for Avengers already.
Yep.
Yeah. So that this could have been something that they've had in the pipeline for a while. But I think as much as it fits in Fortnite, it's more of a safe bet. Whereas I think seeing it in Apex would have been a bigger risk and, to me, more exciting.
Yeah, they could have made it another character instead of just a skin.
That would have been crazy.
Yeah, just like a limited time character or something.
Yeah.
That might be neat. Who knows?
But I think it's a fun skin. I've been wearing it lately, and it's cool. It's just a stormtrooper playing Fortnite. It still does all the dances and emotes you can do, but you're a stormtrooper.
Now,
Is that the only thing that Star Wars thing in the game?
Yes.
there's
they
supposedly
didn't add any weapon
a
or
Star
nothing?
Destroyer floating in the sky.
I have
but
not looked up, so
there's no weapons, no special area, nothing else.
no. There's no special area. There's no Gotham. There's no Pandora. It's just
They,
stormtrooper.
sh-
Just
they
like
should have made Toshi
Yeah.
Station.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would have been cool if they did something else along with it, but it's just a skin for now. And it would have been cool if they added like a Star
fun.
Destroyer glider or a TIE Fighter glider,
Yeah.
That would've been
lightsaber
neat.
pickaxe. But maybe down the line for when Rise of Skywalker comes out in next month, they add that stuff.
And now you can justify your bad aim. Like when
Yeah. Damn you.
Hey, it is canon.
So
Does that mean I'm a Star Wars?
if you get this skin, if you buy it or if you bought Star Wars Jedi, you also get it. You can use this skin at any time, right? So like
Yeah.
2 years down the road, you can use it. That's
Yeah,
wild.
you get it.
You know.
Because Fortnite is now a game where you can see a stormtrooper running around in the same game that like Batman skins
Yeah.
Yep.
are in, and their own original characters and stuff like that. Like that's so cool.
It's the crossover of the century. So yeah, it's something cool, and I think it's, if you like Star Wars, it's worth the money. And I had enough from my battle pass, so I bought it.
There you go.
Yeah. So last story is BioWare has finally spoken out about what they're doing with Anthem, and they said that they are finally going to be overhauling it, making it the game that they've been wanting to make it, or what fans have been asking for, and it's going to be called basically either Anthem 2.0 or Anthem Next, similar to what No Man's Sky did. But they didn't really go into too many details about what that overhaul is going to include, except that it's going to have changed the loot system, quests, social aspects, difficulty, progression system, and the world map.
This isn't official BioWare things they said, right? They didn't
This
say
was-
it on the
This
record.
this was the discussion with Jason Schreier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
people who are working on this have spoken to Jason, basically to the degree that yes, we are working on doing this.
Yeah.
But
so like
there's
BioWare came
nothing-
out and said that.
Yeah, there's nothing concrete yet of what exactly they are doing to it yet. Just that yes, we are working on this. So it's just
well good
it's
for them
strange
for
to
keeping
me
up
that
to
they
it.
have this much faith in the game.
Well, it is a good concept in theory. The execution
Sure.
wasn't good.
Yeah.
But that
And-
like at this point I'm wondering how much. I mean, supposedly Anthem is one of the best-selling games of the year.
Yeah, apparently.
So, I guess I don't know the math. I don't know the numbers behind it. I feel like burying your head and doing this is almost just making a new game. Like,
Yeah.
is it actually worth it to salvage this? Did you make enough off of the game to make this happen? But you've also been hemorrhaging developers and stuff like I don't know that anyone is necessarily interested in seeing this game saved, really.
Well, people said similar things about No Man's Sky, Final Fantasy 14, and look at those games now. They are
True.
huge games. So there is history of showing that if you sit down with a game, give it the respect it deserves, like Destiny as well. If you really go down and fix all the major problems that people reported, people will come back and play the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There may not be any interest in now, but they can make it interesting for people to come back to.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I feel like from what I've seen on Twitter and stuff like that, there was more excitement for stuff like No Man's Sky than there was for Anthem.
No, I would say there was excitement for both, and both disappointed people pretty much in
Yeah.
the same way. So I could
Both were
see a
very
comeback
hyped
soon.
up.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Hmm.
So, I mean,
This
hopefully
game just
it gets
won't
better.
die.
Yeah. And that's a good thing, though, because we don't want anything bad to happen to BioWare. If this
That's true.
succeeds and then they are able to really come back from this, that's going to be great.
Yeah.
Plus, them having more time to work on the game, based on their recent reports that they only worked on this game for like 6 months, really, to program and get it ready. And then just having more time to work on it, make it a game they want to make and not what EA execs wanted them to make, will show EA that to just trust the developers. Trust Respawn. Trust BioWare. Trust them to make games they want to make and not rely on Frostbite too much.
Yeah.
With Star Wars Battlefront 2 being as controversial as it was, with all the loot boxes, with the pretty poor reception to the story mode in there too, and then seeing them kind of turn it around for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, right? Like, I'm wondering if between that and everything that happened with Anthem will kind of teach them, right? Of just hey, not everything needs to be a by the book, by the numbers executive decision. Sometimes the artists know best, the storytellers and stuff like that. They know how to make this stuff, not some guy in a suit.
Yeah, hopefully they've learned their lesson. It does seem like that when seeing Jedi Fallen Order, but only time will tell that. If they do make a new Anthem, we'll have to see if they actually learn from their mistakes or if they are doing it the same way as before.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited though.
Yeah,
I would give it a shot if once I hear about how this new Anthem is. Because the old one looked fun. It was just that there was nothing really onto it besides the same. Seemed like the 3 or 4 button presses you do for each fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, it's interesting in concept, but the way they implemented that wasn't good.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, hopefully with time and them making a game they want to make, it will be much better quality, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So,
No woots for Anthem.
maybe
Okay,
half
I'll
a
give
woot.
it out. Yeah.
Maybe half a woot.
Nope. They get no
woot.
woots from me.
Oh, okay.
Woot.
Kyle declared it. No woots. Woot.
All right. I think that about wraps us up for today. Mick,
Yeah.
where can
Yes.
people find you on the interwebs?
I am streaming at twitch.tv/nanobiologist. You can also find me on Twitter at @nanobiologist, DA, where I post about Twitter, games, and general life stuff. And everywhere else, I'll have everything, including my friend code, gamer tags, friend codes, all that on my Twitter as well.
There you go. And Ignacio, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Ignacio Rojas B. That's IGNACIOROJASB.
Sounds good. And you guys can find me at Yo Kyle Springer on Twitter and Instagram. If you guys want to stay up to date with our shows, we are at the Whatnauts on Twitter. And if you guys like what we do, patreon.com/the Whatnauts. You guys know the deal. Give us all your money, your life savings, all of that stuff. You don't need a life savings.
No.
No.
Why bother about the future?
Give it to us, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No one thinks about the future. You kidding me?
No.
What future?
Anyways, we will get out of here. We will be back next week. We're going to be thinking about end of the year game discussions, game of the year, top 10s. I think we're going to be doing that start of 2020 in January. We're still figuring it out, though.
Mm-hmm.
So be on the lookout for that. We'll be back next week. Enjoy. Go play some games.
Go play Star Wars.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
may the force be with you.
Bye.
May the Force be with you.
Hey, thank you so much for checking out our show. We hope you liked it. And if you did, let us know down below in the comments what your starter Pokemon was. Is that the same one that I did last week? I don't know. But let us know what you guys think the game of the year will be down below. Do that one instead. In the meantime, go subscribe to our channel right up here and go watch one of our other videos right down there because we got a whole bunch more for you to check out, as well as multiple other podcasts that we have. We do more than one besides this. That's what we do. All right. Cool. Bye.